Welcome to AI. Let's talk about it. Today, we're sort of cutting through all the AI hype and really getting down to brass tacks.
Uh,
How do teams actually build a real, lasting capability with artificial intelligence?
yeah, how do they make it stick?
We know you're looking for the smart way to get up to speed, quickly but thoroughly. And that's our focus today, giving you a clear, structured understanding of what truly makes AI integration work. We're drawing on some sharp insights here.
Exactly. We're focusing on the bedrock principles, the stuff that lasts longer than the latest news cycle.
Right.
It really comes down to a key question we've heard from leaders, mission-driven leaders, actually. How do we really equip our teams to use AI effectively day to day? It's about practical application.
Not just theory.
Not just the shiny objects, practical use.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. What strikes me right off the bat is that absolute first hurdle, making sure everyone on the team is actually speaking the same language about AI.
Oh, absolutely foundational. Yeah.
Sounds simple, maybe, but it seems like that's where a lot of these initiatives kind of fall down early.
It really is. Think about it like this. Automation, AI, machine learning, they aren't just like trendy synonyms.
Right.
They're distinct tools, different tools in the operational toolbox. Automation does the repetitive stuff, right? AI makes decisions or suggests them based on data.
Okay.
And machine learning is a specific type of AI that gets better, that learns from experience over time. Without having that shared vocabulary, you risk, well, disjointed pilot programs for one, maybe resistance from people who just feel lost in all the jargon.
Or worse, maybe, relying on those superficial, like, AI quick fixes that don't solve anything deep down.
Exactly. They don't address the core needs at all. You end up with kind of scattershot efforts.
Yeah, a bunch of well-intentioned people maybe, but they're pulling in different directions. It's like trying to build a house when half the crew thinks a hammer is a saw.
I'm not going to build much,
Yeah.
precisely. And that leads us straight into the next really critical piece, alignment.
Okay, alignment.
You can't just sort of bolt AI onto existing problems and, cross your fingers.
Hope for the best.
Yeah. In fact, if your underlying processes are already kind of broken or inefficient, AI might just help you make those same mistakes, only faster.
Ouch. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. It sounds like it's about taking a really hard look at your core mission first, your absolute priorities.
Yes.
And the nitty-gritty details of your current workflows before you even start thinking about specific AI tools.
That's exactly it. Where are the log jams? Where are those manual processes just sucking up everyone's valuable time and energy?
Yeah, where do things grind to a halt?
Those are the million-dollar questions, truly. AI should be seen as a potential way to smooth out those specific pain points, to reduce the friction.
Right.
It's about identifying known problems and then asking, could AI help here? Not the other way around.
Not finding a shiny AI tool and then desperately trying to find a problem for it?
Please, no. Avoid that. Where does your team consistently find itself saying, ugh, there has to be a better way to do this?
Yeah.
That's probably your starting point.
Okay, makes sense. So, step 1. Shared understanding, everyone on the same page with terms. Step 2, alignment. Focus AI on actual business needs, real friction points. What's the next potential trap?
Data.
Yeah.
Data integrity, specifically. This is the often underestimated engine that powers any good AI.
The engine. I like that.
Yeah, because even the most sophisticated AI model you can imagine, it's going to sputter and fail if you feed it bad data.
Right. It's the garbage in, garbage out principle, basically.
Exactly. Think of it like trying to bake a gourmet cake, but your flour is moldy and your eggs are rotten.
Not going to end well.
The outcome won't be pretty. And we're talking about data that's maybe incomplete or out of date, or even worse, biased.
And that's more than just like a typo in a spreadsheet, isn't it?
Oh, much more.
It's about whether your different systems can even talk to each other properly. Do you have consistent rules about who can see what data, who can use it? And then there's all the compliance stuff, privacy regulations.
You've nailed it. If your data is stuck in different silos, fragmented, if your data access policies are, frankly, a mess, you're really setting yourself up for trouble. Poor data quality doesn't just mean your AI won't perform well. That's bad enough.
Yeah.
But it can also expose your organization to some significant compliance risks, legal trouble, and it just undermines trust in the technology itself.
So getting your data house in order isn't just like a nice to have for AI.
Not at all. It's not just a tech trend. It's a fundamental requirement for any serious AI initiative. Non-negotiable, really.
Okay, solid foundation. understanding, alignment, trustworthy data. But what about the people, the human element, the
Yeah.
teams who will actually be using this AI? That seems huge
Absolutely critical. Workforce preparation is, well, paramount. You can't skip this.
because there's fear there, right? People worry about their jobs.
Yeah. That anxiety is very real. And ignoring it, that just creates massive roadblocks, resistance.
So how do you address that?
The key is to involve your teams early and often. Be transparent. When people really understand that AI can, you know, take over the tedious, repetitive, low-value tasks.
This boring stuff?
Yeah, the stuff nobody really wants to do anyway. And that frees them up for more strategic work, more creative problem solving. They're far more likely to see it as an ally, not a threat.
So it's about positioning AI as a tool that augments human skills, that amplifies our capabilities, not something that just replaces us wholesale.
Precisely. And that means the training needs to go way beyond just showing people which buttons to click on a new dashboard.
Right. It's not just technical skills.
No. Effective training has to address the emotional side, the adjustments people need to make. It needs to cover the new workflows, how collaboration changes.
How roles might evolve.
Exactly. How their roles will evolve and how they can best work with these AI systems. It's as much a shift in mindset, maybe even more so, than just technical upskilling.
Okay, this is all pointing towards building something sustainable, something that lasts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I can easily imagine teams trying out a few AI tools here and there.
A little experiment.
Yeah, these isolated experiments. But they probably don't lead to real lasting change across the organization, do they?
You've hit on a really key point there. Those one-off AI projects, they rarely deliver sustained value. It might look cool for a bit, but it doesn't stick.
So how do you make it stick?
For AI to truly transform how your organization operates, these new capabilities, these new ways of working need to be woven into the very fabric of your core business functions.
Woven it, okay.
Which means thinking ahead. How will different AI tools integrate with each other and with your existing systems?
Interoperability.
Yes. Documenting the new processes clearly so everyone knows how things work now. Establishing clear ethical guidelines for how the AI is used.
Ethics. Crucial.
Crucial. And this is really important, empowering your staff to think critically about the AI's outputs.
So not just blindly accepting whatever the AI spits out.
Absolutely not. It's about training people to see AI as a powerful assistant, yes, but one that still requires human judgment, human validation, human interpretation. Ask questions of it.
Okay, that makes sense. Question, validate, interpret.
Precisely. Which brings us neatly to the ongoing need for governance and iteration.
Right, because it's not a one-and-done project.
Definitely not. AI isn't something you just install and forget about. It becomes an integral, evolving part of your organization's operating system.
Like any other core system, it needs oversight.
It does. You need mechanisms in place, governance structures, to make sure these AI initiatives stay aligned with your goals, that they don't drift off course.
Or inadvertently create new problems. Technical glitches, maybe, or legal issues, or those ethical gray areas we mentioned.
Exactly. All of the above. There needs to be continuous monitoring of how it's performing, regular feedback loops so you can identify what's working well and what isn't.
And be ready to adapt.
And a real willingness to adapt your approach. The technology changes constantly. Your organization's needs will shift. It has to be a cycle of continuous improvement, not a fixed state.
Okay, so if we try and boil all this down, successfully bringing AI into your team, into your organization, it really isn't about just chasing the latest shiny tech trend.
Not at all.
It's much more about a deliberate, thoughtful, maybe even slightly cautious approach, one that prioritizes your people first. Your existing processes, making sure they're sound, and that underlying data infrastructure we talked about.
Absolutely. The organizations that are going to truly thrive with AI, the ones that will harness its power effectively and sustainably, they're the ones focusing on building that strong foundation.
Understanding alignment.
Understanding tight alignment with strategic goals and fostering that culture of continuous learning and adaptation.
Right.
They see AI not as some short-term flash in the pan,
Right.
but as a long-term capability, something that can fundamentally enhance their core purpose, amplify what they do best.
And that brings us right back around to that initial question, doesn't it? Who should teach your team about AI? How do you effectively teach them?
Yeah.
It's clearly not just about finding someone who can explain complex algorithms in, excruciating detail.
No, definitely not.
It sounds like it's about finding a partner, maybe, who can help you build that shared understanding we started with. Ensure the AI is being applied strategically to your unique challenges.
Yes, grounded in your context.
And cultivate that confidence, that critical thinking across your workforce, someone who grounds all the learning in your specific mission, your goals, your existing ways of working.
Couldn't have said it better. And, for anyone listening who wants to delve deeper into these kinds of practical considerations, I'd highly recommend checking out Shelley Meadows' book. It's called From Data to Decisions, AI Insights for Business Leaders.
Okay, from data to decisions.
That's the one. You can find it easily on Amazon. It really offers a wealth of valuable, practical insights for anyone navigating these complexities of AI adoption. Really grounds it.
Excellent recommendation. So, as you're thinking about AI for your own team, your own organization, here's maybe a final thought for you to chew on this week. What is the single biggest bottleneck currently slowing you down? The biggest point of friction? And then, how could a well-planned foundational approach to integrating AI, thinking about understanding, alignment, data, people, how could that potentially free up your team to focus more on the work that truly matters, the core purpose?
Good question to ponder.
That's your challenge.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving deep with us on AI. Let's talk about it.